All right, back for another Sabbath class. We want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh. And I do so in the name of Yahweh Shai. That's the name of the Heavenly Father. And through and the Son, who people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. All right. Now, this is gonna be real quick, right? Real quick, but I gotta go through it. It's a scary spirit in Israel, right? You got brothers that don't want to have the back of other brothers. Then you got a lot of people with the scary spirit that don't want to, they want to just teach the smooth words, right? They want to go over the smooth words, but the other part of the scriptures they don't want to talk about, right? No, we just got to keep the law, statute, commandments, but don't want to talk about the other part of the Bible. It's a scary spirit going on in Israel. We finna deal with it, right? We finna start out. Give me Revelations 10 and 8. Actually, we're gonna start with Revelations 10 and 8, and we're gonna end with Revelations 10 and 8. All right. This is Revelation chapter 10, verse 8. And it says, and the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again and said, go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. And that little book, which we all know is the law, statutes, and commandments, is scriptures. And I went into the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up. And it shall make thy belly bitter, and it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. All right. So this truth, when you accept it and believe it and understand it, and you apply it to your life, y'all gotta keep it down up there. So when you get this truth and you accept this truth and apply it to your life, right? It's sweet as honey in your mouth, right? You wake up to who you are, right? You understand things for what they are. You are able to teach yo people you love who they are. You know, we waking up, right? That's the sweet part. Then there's a bitter part, right? Because you're supposed to eat the whole roll, right? You ain't supposed. This ain't something that you spit the what's the analogy? Basically you take some of it that you think is good and you just disregard the rest, right? That's not this. You either got to accept it all, you won't accept none of it. You can't just oh, I like that part and then the rest of the part don't matter. This ain't that, right? So when you get into this truth, it's sweet in your mouth, but it's a it's bittersweet, right? Verse 10, and I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, right? And it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, it was bitter. It was my belly was bitter, right? So we wake up to who we are. We got the law, statutes, and commandments, right? We know who the Most High is now. We know that the Savior is for us. We got knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, but there's a bad part to it because we're getting persecuted. And people in your family and your friends and society you're gonna get alienated, right? So that is a bittersweet part to it. And like I said, it's something, it's a lot of stuff that come with this truth. We're gonna be persecuted. It's a chance that you might have to die for this truth. So with all that being said, that's the bitter part of it, right? Give me Luke chapter 14, verse 28. The book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 28, and it reads, for which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it, right? So you're supposed to count the cost. You're supposed to, look at something, analyze it, and use logic and logistics and come to a conclusion whether you can do it or not. And this with this truth is kind of the same way. You know what I'm saying? This truth ain't for the faint of heart. This ain't for the weak, right? So you got to know if you're going to get through it or not, because you don't want to sit here and do this for 10 years and then in the end you deny Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and the end of this passage is basically gonna be you gonna be like, dang, he did all that just to, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that person, right? So verse 28 again. For which of you intending to build a tower sit not down first and count the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it, lest happily after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it all that belong, no, all that behold, it began to mock him, saying, "This man began to build and was not able to finish." Right, and you don't want to be that person. They're gonna mock you. Yeah, they weren't even believing in the first place, doing all that for nothing. Right, I knew that wasn't the truth. Right, and then you make the mockery of the truth. Right, you don't want to be that person, so you got to sit down and analyze things. You dig what I'm saying? This is a very, very, very tough uh uh path that we're on, right? But we built for it, we made for it, and Most High chose us, right? So we got to be thankful for that, right? But you don't want to be this person that's getting mocked, right? So you got to count that cost. You did what I'm saying, and we back again. You did what I'm saying with that scary spirit. You did what I'm saying. A lot of people gonna end up denouncing Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai in that day, when that day come, when that persecution come, when the day of Jacob's trouble come. You did what I'm saying. It's just a lot of people gonna have that scary spirit, and they gonna denounce Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai the Most High. You did what I'm saying. And then they're gonna be that person in this parable, right? But let's keep going. Give me the book of Mark, chapter 4, verse 16. Because then you got brothers out here clashing with the Palestinians, and you got brothers condemning them as if they did something wrong when they only defended themselves. All right, that's a scary spirit. There's Mark 4 and 16. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who, when they had heard the word, immediately received it with gladness. So you got people, as soon as they heard the word, oh, they fired up. They ready to teach somebody. They telling people wherever they go, right? They fired up. Verse 17. And have no root in themselves, so endure but for a time, right? So they roots ain't grounded, right? It was on stony ground. So when so when some pressure came up on them, or when it's time to endure came, right? They start crumbling, they start getting finicky, right? Because they was only in it for a time. So verse 17 again, and have no root in themselves, and so endure for a time. Afterward, when affliction and persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended, right? Because Most High didn't promise you weren't gonna go through nothing. That ain't this, right? So when you go through some, soon as they got caught with some adversity, some pressure, you dig what I'm saying? Oh man, why me? Why, you know what I'm saying? They have that spirit, and then they jump about the truth, right? Soon as, because they was on stony ground to begin with, right? So let's keep it going. Give me Acts chapter 4, verse 1. All right. Brothers out here fighting for the truth, fighting for their brothers, and being condemned for it. Oh, brother, y'all gonna make it hard on the rest of us. It's a lot of Israelites that camp bash, right? All them people on the street making it hard for us. They gonna make it hard. That's that scary spirit. The Most High didn't give us a spirit of fear, right? This Acts chapter 4, verse 1. And as they spake unto the people, and the priests and the captains of the temple and the Sadducees came upon them, being grieved that they thought that they taught the people and preached through Yahushua the resurrection of the dead. And they laid hands on them and put them in hold into the next day, for it was now eventide, right? So you got brothers out here that get hands put on them, right, for the truth's sake. Everybody didn't come out on top. Some brothers got clunked with them sticks, right? Verse 4, howbeit many of them which heard the word believed, and the number of the men was about 5,000. So brothers believe. You can't do nothing against the truth, only for the truth. But that scary spirit, the Most High ain't give us that. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm finna get to an example with Moses, how we supposed to act when our brother, and it's actually a law. That's what I'm gonna end it on. I'm gonna end it on the law, because it's actually a law, right? If you don't stand up for your brothers and sisters, when another nation is attacking them, you're actually breaking the law of God, right? Give me Give me actually drop down to verse 18. And they called them and commanded them not to speak at all, nor teach the name of Yahushua. So now you got heathens commanding Israelites not to teach the name of Yahushua, because that's that scary spirit, right? Oh, we just gonna teach that we Israel and that's it. All that hating, eat white man and all you ain't eating the whole roll, right? You just want the sweet part. You don't want the bitter part, right? Um, verse 18 and then again, and they called them and commanded them not to speak at all, nor teach in the name of Yahushua. But Peter and John answered and said unto them, whether it be right in the sight of God to hearken unto you more than unto God, judge ye. He said, what you think? What you think right in the sight of God? Me listening to God and me listening to you. Tell me not to teach them, right? Verse 20. For we cannot but speak the things which we have seen and heard, right? And that's what we doing. We speaking the things which we seen and heard. We ain't lying to nobody. Verse 20. So when they had further threatened them, they let them go, finding nothing, finding nothing how they might punish them because of the people. For all the men glorified Yahweh for that which was done. Right. So all the people was on the side of, you dig what I'm saying? Peter, scroll back up. Yeah, yeah. So all scroll back up one more verse, because it was Peter and I think John. Yeah, Peter and John, right? The Lord's brother. Right. So Peter and John, all the people was all the people that they preached to right before they got locked up, because they actually get locked up twice, because Peter got locked up a bunch of, I mean, Peter and Paul, but Paul got locked up a bunch of times. You dig what I'm saying? But this a cut on the all, because all men glorified that 5,000 men that was up in verse 4. They was right outside the little jail. You dig what I'm saying? And all the people would have been in an uproar, so they let them go. But they still threatened them and beat them. You dig what I'm saying? And told them don't preach Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, right? Check this out. Give me Acts chapter 5. Go to the next chapter. Go to the next chapter. Give me verse. Give me verse 40. Verse 40. It says, and to him they agreed. And when they had called the apostles and beaten them and commanded that they should not speak the name of Yahushua, let them go. Right. So now they getting beat, told again that they can't preach the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, and they let them go. Right. And they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. So they counted it as joy. I think that's in the book of James. It said when you go through persecution for I'm paraphrasing, for the Lord's sake, you count it as joy, right? So verse 41 again, when they departed from the presence of the council, they rejoiced that they were counted worthy and suffered for his name. And daily in the temple in every house, they ceased not to teach and preach the name of Yahweh Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahweh. But the point is, so they was teaching about Yahweh, but the point is, like even when they got beat, they counted it as joy, and they didn't stop going out on the street corners. They didn't stop teaching the people about it. You dig what I'm saying? And so that little scary spirit that brothers got, it is not biblical. Give me the book of Acts chapter 21, verse 1. All right, this Acts chapter 21, verse 1. It reads, and it came to pass that afterward we were gotten from them and had launched, and we came with a straight course unto, is this what I want? Mm, no, no. This Acts 21. Okay, this don't go with my breakdown. I don't know why I wrote this down. Okay, give me let's move to the next precept. Give me Matthew 10 and 22. Actually, no, Matthew 10 and 22, I'm gonna end with that. Give me the additions to Esther, chapter 4, verse 3. Okay, I think it's chapter 13, verse 4, the way yours written out. The additions to Esther chapter 13. So go up one verse. So this a heathen, right? So check this out, right? So this a heathen. And they talking about, the United Nations. They talking about coming together. But look what the heathens' conclusion come to when they talking about all nations come together, right? Like Tabor or Babel. But the United Nations, all nations come together, one world peace. Check this out. now when I asked my counselors, this is additions to Esther. This is around the time Purim was established. Purim is us destroying our enemies. She finessed a heathen husband to give us a time we can destroy them, and we got a celebration for that. But check this out. Now, when I asked my counselors how this might be brought to pass, Aman, so this Aman is a heathen that excelled in wisdom among us, and who was approved from his constant goodwill and steadfast fidelity, and had the honor of the second place in the kingdom. So in the kingdom, this was the the Persian kingdom. So this the Persian kingdom. He was second in command. Verse 4: declare unto us that in all nations throughout the world there was scattered a certain malicious people that had laws contrary to all nations and continually despised the commandments of kings. So as the uniting of our kingdoms honorably intended by us cannot go forward. So they said, hey, we can come together, but it's these one people, and they are malicious people. These some bad people. All they laws they got is against everything we trying to do. They don't listen to our king laws. They talking about us, right? Verse 5. Scroll up. What verse am I going to? I'm going to 6. Seeing when we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition to all men, differing in the strange manner of their laws, the evil afflicted to our state, working all the mischief they can, that our kingdom may not be firmly established. They said, look, we trying to establish our wicked kingdom, and these niggas messing it up. They got strange laws. They don't listen. Everything they do is against us. Verse 6. Therefore, we have commanded that all they that are signified in writing unto you by Amen, who is ordained over the affairs, is next unto us, shall all with their wives and children be utterly destroyed by the sword of their enemies, without all mercy and pity, of the 14th day of the 20th month of Adar of the present year. So this is how these heathens think about us. And you got people out here sympathetic and seeing a side of the story. These heathens, none of them. And we look at each other and look at each other like we the enemies. Shame on you, brother. Shame on you, sister, for doing that. For whatever brother or sister doing it. We got too many nations against us for you to have this scary spirit and turn to your brother and sister and act like they the enemy. That's the weak way out. That's the plantation way out, right? That's the Babylonian way out, right? Give me Exodus 2 and 11. These heathens don't care about us, right? So when we go against these heathens, you dig what I'm saying? We supposed to be riding for our brother. You dig what I'm saying? Riding for our sister. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? This Exodus 2 and 11. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown that he went out into his brethren. So Moses being raised up in Pharaoh's house, but now he grown, and he an Israelite. Verse 11, starting from the top. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown that he went out into his brethren, the Israelites, and looked into on their burdens, and he spied an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew, one of his brothers, and he looked this way and that way, and when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. So when he seen his brother being attacked by a heathen nation, he stood up for his brother, right, and slew that Egyptian, right, and hit him in the sand. Verse 13. And he went out the second day, so he came out the very next day, And behold, two men of Hebrews strove together. Now you got two Israelite brothers fighting against each other, right? Not a heathen and an Israelite, just two brothers. And he went out the second day. Behold, two men of Hebrews strove together. And he said unto them, what did the wrong? Therefore smiled aside the fellow. He like, what happened? He trying to diffuse the situation. And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Intendest thou to kill me as thou killed the Egyptian? And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known. But that's a lot of spirit of our brothers, you know what I'm saying? But the point is, he didn't approach the situation the same with the heathen that he did with his brothers, and it was a reason for that. Give me Leviticus 19 and 16, because he was following this law. He was actually following a law in the Torah, right? So this is Leviticus 19 and 16. It says, thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people, right? So you ain't supposed to be gossiping. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord, right? So neither shall you stand against the blood of thy neighbor. He is Yahweh. Let's go to Google. Let's look up this verse to get a different translation, to get an understanding what standing against the blood of thy neighbor is, right? Standing against the blood of thy neighbor. Because you can't stand against the blood of your neighbor. It's a sin. He is Yahweh. Just put in Leviticus or Leviticus 19:16. And I want Bible Hub. All right, Leviticus 19:16. It says, don't go up and down as a talebearer. Scroll down a little bit. Actually, right there is fine. It says New Living Translation. It just said, do not spread slanderous gossip among your people. Do not stand idly by when your neighbor's life is threatened. Right? You know your neighbor is the children of thy people. So when your brother life is being threatened, right, by another nation, you are actually in sin if you just stand by idle and let it happen. That is a sin, right? You go back to the Bible. Do not stand by idle when your neighbor's life is in danger, all right? Give me the book of Matthew, chapters 10, verse 17. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 17. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you through their synagogues. So we got to be weary of a lot of people, right? A lot of people trusting in these heathens. Their trust in heathens might get you killed. Their trust in heathens might have them turn on you one day. You never know, right? Verse 18. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake. So for Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai's sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. And when they deliver you up, take no thought for how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given in you in that same hour what you shall speak. So pray about it. Verse 20. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of the Father which speaketh in you. Right? So let your light shine. Verse 21. And the brother shall deliver up the brother unto death, and the father the child. And children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. So when you come into this truth, just know you're going to be hated of all these other nations, and it's going to get worse. They trying to blame us for wars, and we ain't got one jet. We ain't got one tank, right? They trying to blame us for wars, right? It says, but ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that endureth unto the end shall be saved. So you got to endure all this. And we say all men, it ain't just talking about other nations. You're going to be hated by your own people. We just read about how your own family members, your own friends going to turn on you, right? Verse 23. Let's keep going. Verse 23, and when they persecute you in the city, flee to another. For verily I say, so they might be kicking those, declare martial law here. You dig what I'm saying? You might have to dip to Kansas City. You might have to dip to Little Rock, right? And when they persecute you in this city, flee to another. For verily I say unto you, you shall not have gone over to the cities of Israel, to the Son of Man become. So you ain't gonna be able to go to hit every city. You dig what I'm saying? Because it might be martial law there. You know what I'm saying? Until the Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai pop back up, right? Verse 24, the disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. So our master, our Lord is Yahushua, right? Didn't he get persecuted? Didn't he have to die? So we ain't above him. Verse 25, it is enough for the disciple that he be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. And if they have called the master the house of Beelzebub, how much more shall they call him of his household? Right? So you can't serve two masters. Verse 26, fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. For I tell you that in darkness Slakia. For I tell you in darkness that speak ye in light, and what ye hear in the ear that preach ye upon the housetops. So I'm finna say that verse again. It says, I tell you in darkness that speak ye in light. Right. So what he tell you in darkness, you got to speak in the light. Or what he tell you in secret, you got to speak in the open. Right. And what you hear in the ear, you got to speak up on the housetops. Right. What somebody whispered in your ear, you got to declare from a rooftop. Right. Fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both the soul and body in hell. We went through hell last week, but the Most High is able to destroy your soul, your body. Why are you fearing a white man? Right? Why y'all got this spirit or y'all making it bad on everybody else? Y'all brothers just need to cool out. Stop going out there for no, brother. That's not what we not chilling out, brother. Right? Verse 29. Or not two sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your father. But the very hairs on your head are numbered. Fear ye therefore. You got to scroll up. Fear ye therefore, because you don't know how many hairs on your head, but the Most High do, right? He the one that's able to kill your body and soul, right? Even a sparrow that it was talking about, one falling on the ground, the Most High declares everything, right? It says, fear ye not, therefore, ye are of more value than the sparrows. Whatsoever therefore shall confess me before, whosoever therefore shall be confessed, Salakia, whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father, which is in heaven. Right? So you ain't never supposed to jump off this word, right? They somebody tell you can't do it, you keep doing it, right? You go ahead and trim your ways if you want to. Trim your ways for a regular person, right? That most I ain't tell you to trim your ways, but this person is important enough for you to trim your ways and not do what you're supposed to do. Go ahead and do that, because while you don't want to say declare to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, he gonna deny you, right? Says for whosoever, verse 33, for whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Think not that I've come to send peace on earth. I've come not to send peace, but the sword. For I've come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man foes shall be those of his own household. So he's separating people, right? Some people gonna accept this truth, some ain't. It's just simple as that, right? Even though it's only for us, some people gonna cast it behind their back. Nah, I'm good, right? It says, a man foe shall be those of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Go in and pick them people over Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Because if you pick anybody over Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you weren't worthy of them to begin with, right? Somebody tell you try to have, nope, you got to choose Yahweh. right? Verse 38. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me, right? So you got to pick up your burdens and follow your Yahushua, even the burdens that come with this truth. You know, all your friends and family. You dig what I'm saying? And the stigma that comes with keeping these law, statutes, commandments. Are you in a cult and you in this? You got to take all that. You dig what I'm saying? And not just for a time, right? This ain't just you pick up your cross for 20 steps, right? Or 8 steps. Now you got to keep walking with it. You know what I'm saying? Keep them. So it says, he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loses life shall find for my sake shall find it. So whatever you think your life is, a lot of people that don't want to declare that they're Israelite because they might got a good tech job, right? They done went to college and got their life set up nice. And if they say they are Israelite, it just mess up everything. Even your Facebook pages, right? You got to be smart out here. A lot of these employers be checking your Facebook page. You might want to have a regular one with your name on it, and then have your Hebrew one, and then you know what I'm saying. Try to keep it separate because you know you can get started in its future coming up. You might getting denied opportunities because people check those type of things now. They check your social media accounts. You dig what I'm saying? But you're not supposed to deny Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai name. You just got to be smart about it. You dig what I'm saying? But it says, he that, verse, so he that findeth his life shall lose it, right? So whatever livelihood or life that you think you got in Babylon, the Most High is able to take care of you long as you follow him, right? So you'll lose that life, but you will gain the life, eternal life, right? And he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. And he that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receive him that sent me. So if you come in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and a person receives you, they receive the Son. In turn, if you receive the Son, you receive the Father. And he that receiveth the prophet in my name, a prophet shall be. Actually, my breakdown ended like 2-3 verses ago. The point of all this was, um, you know, the spirit, the spirit of, everybody gonna hate you for the Most High sake. And this everybody gonna get is gonna be far away as far as another nation, or it can be close to you, right next to you. Dig what I'm saying? But whatever the case may be, you don't give up, you don't fold in. That little scary spirit that brothers got, and the whole spirit of not taking up for your brothers and sisters is off. That's not the spirit that the Most High put in us. Soon as we get persecuted by another nation, niggas is not supposed to start unraveling from the hymns. That's not how it's supposed to work. People need to tighten up out here, right? Like I said, now we're gonna end in Revelation chapter 10, verse 8. We're gonna start how we finished. Revelation chapter 10, verse 8. Revelations, yeah. Gonna start it how we finished it. And this would mean a little bit more now, since we got the understanding, right? And it says, and a voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me and said, go take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, it was bitter. My belly was bitter. You dig what I'm saying? And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many people, nations, tongues, and kings, right? And with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, and I do so in the name of Yahweh Shai, Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Okay.
Kwam Yasharala.
The kids, hit the recording back.
Kwam Yasharala.
Y'all is in our playing. Y'all is not listening.
We was.
I was not playing with the Kyrie now.